Hello everyone, it's me again. Today we are diving into lesson 2, set up network configuration. This is a vital process that supports the network communication of an organization. So let's get started. These are the few thoughts or the few bullets to keep you reminding that this lesson is about basic network configuration, network hardware, how to change the Wi-Fi password, IPconfig, and IP address. And we explain this. What is the network configuration? So, we explain this. Ano nga ba ang network configuration? The network configuration is all about setting up a network's flows, controls, and operations. It covers a various setup and configuration procedures for network hardware, software, and other supporting devices and components. Here's a basic example of a network configuration. So, let's talk about the network hardware. First up, we have the network switch. This device manages data flow and enables connected devices to share information. It can connect multiple devices like computers, wireless access points, printers, and server. This network switch have 24 pins. And the next one is we have the patch panel. It's a device featuring a number of jacks for connecting and routing circuits in a flexible manner. And to manage these cables, we use the neat patch panel rack. It's a storage solution that supplies proper band radius requirements. So now let's move to the router configuration. What is the router? A router is a hardware device that receives, analyzes, and moves incoming packets to another network. It provides Wi-Fi and sends information from the internet to personal devices. Let's learn how to change the Wi-Fi password. Changing your wireless password, it can help protect your networks. So here's are the steps. From step 1, you will need to open your internet browser and enter the D-Link router.local or the IP address into the address bar. Like what you see in the pic, you just need to enter the IP address into the address bar, or iba pa is the D-Link router.local. And for the step 2, you need to enter the password for your admin account in the field provided. If you have not changed this password from the default, leave the field blank. Click login since most D-Link routers have a default username or admin and password of admin are blank. So you just need to log in. And for the step 3, you need to locate the wireless settings from the drop-down menus. So you see in the screen, just follow the circle of red and you will see the wireless setting. Just follow and click it. Then for the step 4, in the password field, specify the new wireless password for the desired wireless band. Your wireless devices will need this password in order to access your wireless network. This may require you to update your wireless device configuration. And for the step 5, you just need to click save to save your configuration. Like what you see in the screen a while ago. For step 4, in the wireless setting, ayan, you can see the save setting. You just need to click it to save your password or to save your configuration. And for the step 6, you just need to click on the settings tab and follow the login procedure for your MyD-Link account. So you just need to click the yes, I have a D-Link account, or no if you have, then follow the next. Then if you do not have an existing MyD-Link account, then you can sign up here and take advantage of MyD-Link cloud service features. So sign up your D-Link, then, and that's all for how to configure or how to change your Wi-Fi password. Now let's delve into the next is, what is IPconfig? Ano nga ba ang IPconfig? IPconfig is a command used to find out the IP address of a network you are connected to. An IP address is a number used to identify a device on a network. So, and how to use the IPconfig command. So, go to your Windows or screen, click on Start button, then type CND or command prompt on the search box. And second is, a black screen will appear on the screen. So like what you see in the screen, this is what will appear in your screen Windows or laptop or computer. And the third one is, you need to type the IPconfig, then click enter. So how to use it or how to appear. So you need to type in your keyword the IPconfig, so after know the IPconfig or how to use the IPconfig command, then what is the IP address? So IP address is a number that is used to identify a device on a network. Each device on a network must have unique IP address to communicate with each other. An IP address consists of series of 32 binary bits, 1 and 0. It is very difficult for human to read a binary IP address. For this reason, the 32 bits are grouped into 4 bytes called octets. In this group, a format is hard for humans to read, write, and remember. Therefore, each octet is called decimal notation. When a host is configured with an IP address, it is entered as a decimal number such as 192.168.1.5. Let's talk about subnet mask. A subnet mask is a decimal number that indicates the network portion of an IP address. Usually, all hosts within a LAN use the same subnet mask. Here are some default subnet masks for usable IP address that are mapped to the first 3 classes of IP address. So let's take a closer look at these classes. So in the class A, the octet range is from 1 to 127 with a network ID of 255 and host ID of 0.0.0. And it indicating that the first octet of the IP address is the network portion. And for the class B, the octet range is from 128 to 191 with a network ID of 255.255 and host ID of 0.0. So, it indicating that the first two octets of the IP address are the network portion. For the class C, it ranges from the 192 to 223 with a network ID of 255.255.255 and host ID of 0. And it indicating that the first three octets of the IP address are the network portion. So for the class D, it ranges from 224 to 239 and it is reserved for multicast groups. Remember, it is reserved for multicast groups. For class E, it ranges from 240 to 255 and it is reserved for research use. Okay, so I'm giving you some example of the IP address. So, example of this is 170.17.1.7 or .2. Then write the what IP class of this or class B. Then so next we do is put some name or like class A or class B or the what is network ID or host ID to identify anong network ID niya and anong network host niya or host ID niya. So lagay natin dyan, lagyan natin ng kulay blue para malaman. Then dyan, lagay ka lang dyan. Then sulat natin host ID. So lagyan natin ng kulay pink. Yan. Then ayusin lang natin. Then para madali, wait lang. We need to remove this. So pagbubukorin lang muna natin siya. So sulat lang ulit natin the IP address 170.17.1.2. I don't know, remove it. 170.70 since it's class B. The network ID is only 2. And for the host ID, so duplicate lang natin to. Then write the IP address. Last one is 1.2. Then lagyan lang natin ng color. Yan. So that is the network ID and host ID. Tapos lagay lang ulit natin yung what is the IP class of this IP address. Class B. So I'm giving again another example. For since I'm using this only cell phone, so we need to just duplicate this, then put it down the example, then write again the IP class. So I'm giving again another example is 102.80 20.2. Another example. So what you need to do is write it down here. So write again 102.30.20.2. So for the network ID, we need to duplicate it, then put it down. Then host ID, duplicate it, then put it down. Or lagay natin dito. So hanapin natin kung what IP class is this from the octet range that is hanapin lang kung anong octet range siya. Kasi siya nakakabilang ng IP class. So ano nga ba siya? It is since 102, anong IP class niya? It's class A. Then the IP address, hanapin natin ang network ID niya. The network ID is 102. Then the host ID is 80.20.2. So that is the network ID of the example of number 2. And the host ID is 80.20.2. So another example, or last example, then I'm so for another example is 193.24.56.70. So what this is the class C. Since it's 193, it's from the range, ikasali siya sa IP class ng C. Then we need to find the network ID and host ID again. So ano nga ba ang network ID niya? Lagay lang natin dito yung network ID, then usad lang natin. Since the IP address is 193, that is the network ID. The 193.24.56. Then the host ID is 70. So we need to type it down. So click the example. Tapos lagay lang natin din eh. Tapos sulat natin the network ID 193. So ayusin lang natin. (193.24.56). So usad lang muna natin since nagiging kadikit ng ano. So for the host ID, lagay lang natin is 70. So that is the example of the IP class to find the network ID and host ID. And for the next is, what is the two main types of IP address? It is the static IP address and dynamic. Static IP address never change once they are assigned to a device on a network. They are mostly used by web, email, and gaming servers. So, dynamic IP address change each time the device logs into a network. This kind of IP address is very tough to trace and use by companies and business firms. These IP addresses are assigned using DHCP or Dynamic Host Configuration protocols. Now, let's go over how to set a static IP address. Normally, your computer has a dynamic IP address. To find out what it is, you can open the command prompt and enter the command IPconfig. To permanently set it as your static IP, follow these steps. First is right-click on a Wi-Fi icon for laptop or LAN icon for PCs at the notification bar and select Open Network Sharing Center. And step 2 is select Change Adapter Settings. You can see in the pic that kung saan may arrow na nakapoint doon, yun yung isa-select nyo. For next step is right-click Local Area Connection. Then you need to select Properties. Then, so step 4 or 4, you need to select Internet Protocol version 4. And you need to click again the Properties. And pump 5, select use the following IP address and enter the IP address from the command prompt or IPconfig. Take note, if you change the default gateway and prepare DNS server, you will lose your internet connection. Assigning the IP address for networks with many computers manually configuring IP addresses for every host can be time consuming and prone to errors. So, in this case, using DHCP server will be automatically assign IP addresses and greatly simplify the addressing process. So, like what you see, you need to click the use the following DNS server addressing, then click OK. So, and that's it for our tutorial on IP address or learning and subnet mask. We hope you find this information useful and we look forward to seeing you in our video. Thanks for watching. I hope you all understand and learn a lot. Message us if you have a question regarding this video. Goodbye. Thank you.